What do Winston Churchill, JFK, Thomas Edison, Ronald Reagan, Salvador Dali and Einstein all have in common? Yes, they were all great men who achieved amazing things, but the thing they all had in common was the fact that they took daily naps, and they saw huge value in doing so. Naps were so important to Churchill that he kept a bed in the Houses of Parliament and believed that napping was the key to his success in leading the country through the Battle of Britain. Most people avoid taking naps because they think it will make them feel more groggy and tired than if they had never taken the nap in the first place. If this is you, it's probably because you aren't napping quite right. Here's how to nap to get the highest quality rest in the least amount of time. First of all, you're likely napping for too long. The groggy feeling you get after a nap that is too long is called sleep inertia, and the reason you feel it is because you're waking up in the middle of a sleep cycle while you're in the deep sleep stage. To understand how to avoid this, you need to first understand sleep cycles. When we sleep, we go through different stages. The three main stages are light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep in that order. When you've gone through these three main stages, you've completed one sleep cycle, and then it repeats. Though it varies, for most people a sleep cycle takes around 90 minutes. REM means rapid eye movement. It's when you're dreaming and it's the most restorative form of sleep. During this stage, your eyes literally rapidly move under your eyelids, hence the name. The majority of a sleep cycle we spend in light sleep and deep sleep. They are known as non-REM sleep. You spend about 80 minutes of a sleep cycle in light sleep or deep sleep, and the final 10 minutes in REM sleep. So what happens if you take a nap for an hour and then try to wake up? You will likely be in deep sleep, and you wouldn't naturally wake up as easily in this stage, and that is why you feel so groggy, because your brain is full of all the chemicals that keep you asleep. They literally paralyse your body so you don't move while you sleep, so no wonder you feel terrible after a 60-minute nap. So the first thing you need to do is only nap for between 10 to 20 minutes. That way you won't sleep so long that you get into the deep sleep stage of the cycle. You might think 10 to 20 minutes is not long enough to be of any use, but it really is, and there's a reason. When you are tired and go for a nap, you'll be very likely to instantly go into REM sleep. Remember, REM sleep is the most restorative form of sleep. That's why it's so powerful. Like I said, usually in one full sleep cycle, REM sleep only takes up 10 minutes out of the 90 minutes. So when you have a nap and instantly go into REM sleep which lasts 10 minutes, it's similar to sleeping for a whole sleep cycle. When you do nap, put a timer on for between 10 and 20 minutes to make sure that you don't oversleep, and also put the timer on the other side of the room so that you have to get up and turn it off, because it can sometimes be tempting to continue sleeping, but if you do, you won't be able to sleep that evening. I'd recommend 20 minutes if you can fit it in, but test different amounts of time to figure out which works best for you. Also, if you only have time for 5 minutes, it is still so useful. I've even had 2-minute naps that have genuinely helped. When you are really tired, you go into REM sleep so quickly, meaning it's instantly restorative. Also, you need to be sure that you actually need the nap, otherwise you're unlikely to enter REM sleep quickly. Just experiment and learn what works for you as for the length of the nap and when to have them. Here are some simple tips to improve the quality of your naps. Some of these might seem a bit obvious, but if you don't cover the basics, then you definitely won't have a good nap. Put your phone on flight mode and nap somewhere out of the way. In a bed if you can, so you don't get disturbed. Use a sleep mask to cover your eyes so it's completely black. It's easier than making the whole room dark. What I use and highly recommend is something called the Sleep Mask by Sleep Master, because it wraps all the way around your head, which means it doesn't fall off easily and is much more comfortable. Also, it comes with earplugs, and because it wraps all the way around your head and covers your ears, it holds the earplugs in place. Without it, I normally find they fall out and I lose them. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in that. Another thing I found useful was playing a sound on Spotify called pink noise for sleeping. This is a sound that I found really blocks out background noises if people are talking nearby, and it's better than music because it isn't interesting enough that it wakes your brain up. But when I played it, I found it helps to calm my thoughts because the noise blocks out the sound of my thoughts in my head. To use this, you'll have to play the sound on a speaker because if you have headphones in while you nap, it's really uncomfortable. So that's the basics of napping covered, but here's how to take your napping to the next level. This is how to do something called a caffeine nap. To do this, immediately before you have a nap, simply have caffeine in some form. If you don't like coffee or energy drinks, then you can have a caffeine tablet. I'll link the ones I use in the description. The amount I would normally have is 200 milligrams of caffeine. When you do this and then nap, by the time you wake up, the caffeine will have started to work. so you have both the effects of the nap and the effects of the caffeine combined. The effects of having a caffeine nap are awesome. The other day I was feeling really tired and couldn't motivate myself to write any words for a script I was working on. So I decided to have a caffeine nap because I knew I was tired enough that I'd go instantly into REM sleep. When I woke up, I went onto my laptop and started a whole new script and finished it in 90 minutes. It was over 1,900 words long. If you do give it a try, please comment below with your experiences. Though caffeine naps are extremely useful, use them sparingly. You really need to understand the importance of getting the right amount of sleep each night. I'd highly recommend the book Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. It made me realise just how important sleep is.